Good morning and welcome to this week's blog, online, video, podcast, whatever you want to call it. Welcome. So it's been really rainy and dull here in Lancaster, which is quite frustrating when you want to go out exploring. And I've always had this saying, like, it's good for ducks. And then I thought the other day, actually, is it good for ducks? Like, do ducks even like it when it's raining? Because it's quite miserable and cold, so maybe it isn't good for ducks. Anyway, I thought I'd join you with my morning cuppa. Today I've got valerian and lavender because I want to keep in this nice calm zen state that I've woke up in. It's early in the morning, everybody else is asleep apart from me and the doggies, and I've just woke up bursting with ideas today, so I decided that I would go full steam ahead and get on with things. So normally in the morning I start with my gratitude list and some reading and journaling and a little meditation, just a quick one, like a 5-minute one, and then I do a longer one before bed. But today I feel so inspired that I want to get on with what I'm going to make that I've skipped that bit for now, and I'll probably go back to it in a couple of hours when I've got this first burst of creativity out of the way. So I thought I'd show you and tell you about what I've been doing for the past few days. I've been doing a lot of zine sewing and packing, all different zines, not just my March zine, but February and January. So these are ones that I've just sewn now on the sewing machine, which is what this handle is. It's the handle of my sewing machine. So I've just got to fold those and make sure that the paper's all right, and then so I've been packaging them up and posting them out, and I already did that yesterday. I've got a couple of boxes to take to the post office today. I'm hoping this rain stops. Can you see Stanley? Look at him there in the back, climbing up to see what I'm doing. So I've sold a few bits and pieces, and then what else have I been doing? Oh, I've gone back to reading this amazing book. It's called Gathering Moss, and you know that I absolutely love moss. It's like, the best thing ever, and I could talk about moss for days and days. I've even got a moss necklace. Can you see? It's look how lovely that is. My son and his girlfriend got it me for Christmas. So I've gone back to reading Gathering Moss. It's a really good book, and it's just full of information, and I love learning about moss. So is he up on the table? Oh no, he's on the back of the chair. Look at him. Stanley, what are you doing? Get up, get down. Pays no attention to me. No attention at all. He's just after love and his breakfast. So I've gone back to reading Gathering Moss, and I've also been making these. Now, they are oracle card designs, and we tried to print them at home, and the printer won't take the thick enough card. So I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to outsource them, but I'm going to sell them as prints as well because they're really beautiful. Well, I think they're really beautiful. So this is the first one. This first one is called Challenge, and it has, I don't know if you can see it in this light, but it's got gold paint on it. And this is watercolour on watercolour paper and brush show, but I really love it. So this one's Challenge, and then we've got Hope, and this is what we need a lot of right now, hope, and this has also got gold on it. So I really love that one. Now, Tom did a test print. He did 2 test prints actually. So he did this one on the A6 card, which has worked out really nicely when you compare it with the original. And these are the prints that we will be putting on our Etsy. And he also did a test print on a smaller card, which didn't come out as good. It's very dull when you look at it compared to the original, so we won't be using them, but I'll use that in my journal book or something like that. So yeah, I think to actually have them made into smaller oracle cards, I'm going to outsource that eventually when I've got a whole collection. And then the next one that we've got is connection, and I think this is really important too. So I've made 3 so far, and my idea was, if you saw my last video, that I was going to make them so you could buy 3 or 4, I wasn't decided, each month, and then you could build up your collection. But the trouble is with that, because I'm going to have to outsource them to be printed, it would be better if I can make a whole set and then send them to the printers to get them done. So I think that's what I'm going to do for that. So these are each going to have their own descriptions as well. I'm going to make a booklet to go with them with the descriptions in, but I think they're really lovely. And the prints, I'm going to make a sheet to go with the prints as well with a description on, so you can have them as a picture on your wall, but if you wanted, you can also take some kind of information away about the meaning behind it as well. So yeah, I've really loved making them. They're really, really nice, and I was so grateful to my Patreons. They all give me brilliant ideas for what should be on the oracle cards, what kind of topics and stuff. So yeah, I loved that. I really, really did. So I'm going to work on them, not today, but soon. So look out for them coming soon on my Etsy. And today I am going to be making another zine, but it's going to be a nature journal. So it's going to be incredible. Well, I think it is anyway. I've not even made it yet, but I think it is. So I've collected a load of things from my studio downstairs. I've got all sorts of stuff down there. So like, I've got this bag of alder. Did you know that you can use alder to start fires? Like if you've got no firelighters for your hearth at home, you can use alder. I've got other things. Let's see. Oh, lavender. Oh, it's gorgeous, that lavender. I've got in here some silver birch bark from last year. So isn't that beautiful? Silver birch bark. Look at the colour inside it. That's off an actual tree. I saved that last year when I was doing my project for uni. It's gorgeous. And in here I have got some pieces of California redwood bark as well. Not from California. This was from a woodland in Blackpool that is under threat from development next to it. So I got some bark, and it had fallen. I'd not picked it off the tree. It had fallen off the tree. It was on the floor. And also I've got a tiny little vial of moss. I love moss. In there as well. And in here I have got all sorts of things from the sea. So we've got seaweed. Look how nice that is. Let me put that in front of it. Look at the shape of that seaweed. It's brilliant, isn't it? And I've also got different kinds of shells. So shells off barnacles. These kind of, it's really hard to show. These kind of shells, these roundy, I've forgotten what they're called, conical shells, are they? I don't know, I can't remember. These kind of shells, and this one's gorgeous if I can get it. This is really difficult. I know, I'll take a picture of them and include it anyway. But a lot of these came from Wales when we went on a day trip to Wales. and I've got lots of lovely stones as well. Oh, I love the feel of stones. Luckily that didn't break any of my shells, it just fell on a leaf. So yeah, so I've got all sorts of bits and pieces in there. Oh, and these are spiky pods off a plant that was near the sea. I'm not sure what the plant it is though, but these bits are lethal, the spiky bits. But they're really nice shape for drawing. So I've got all sorts of bits and pieces in there. And this is from one of our plants. Which plant was it? I can't remember, but a house plant. And oh my gosh, it's so soft. Like the stick bit is just, oh, it's lovely. So I've kept, I know this is really weird, but you've come to probably expect weird off me anyway, so it's fine. But I just love stroking it and feeling it. It's really super, like, nice to touch. So I've kept that as well. So yeah, so I've got all sorts of bits in there. I will just put my silver birch bark back in there. And I have also collected some photographs. So that's from Norway. And that one's from Norway too. These are all going to go in the nature journal that I'm making. And I did a project about holes in nature. So my thing is, when I go out and about, I look all over. I look up and I look down and I look in things, and I love it. And I was talking to people and realised that not everybody does that. So I did this whole project about where you can see little holes in things, in walls or wherever, in trees and stuff. And I started going around taking pictures and documenting them. And it was really, really interesting. Because I think, in a way, when I look into this, so this is a wall with all moss and leaves and stuff coming out of it. And the hole was probably about that big. It wasn't like massive. This is like zoomed right in. But I often think inside there is like a secret passage to a different world. So that's why I like it. So there's that one, and then there's this one as well, which is like a sea defence barrier, and it's massive. It's all along the seawall, and it's got these holes in it, and this is all concrete, and inside each hole is like its own little world. So these are going to be going in as well. And then I've also got my journal book, which has got things in it. This one's all about Herb Robert, so it's just things that I've collected and that I've been writing about. And I'm going to take some little parts of this and put that in the nature journal too. And I've got some things that are some backgrounds that I did for gel printing, so they're going to be going in as decoration as well. So if you've seen my zine, you can see that things like this is all gel plate printing that I've stuck in. So that's what that's going to be. So that's what I'm going to get on with today, this morning. I have got some commissions to finish. So I finished one this morning, and she's beautiful. It's an angel, and I'm in love with her. But I can't show her yet because the lady's not seen her, the client's not seen her, but she's really, really lovely. So I finished her this morning, and then I've got another commission to finish, but to be honest, I'm struggling a little bit with it because it's colours that I don't normally use. So I'm just going to put that to one side for a little bit. I think this is a really good tip. If you're working on something and you feel like you're struggling with it, and it's not just a mental thing of like having no self-esteem about whatever you're making. I don't mean that, because that is a thing as well. But what I mean is, if you keep going back to the thing that you're working on and you're like, I just can't get it, I just don't know what to do with it, the really good top tip is to just walk away for a little bit, leave it and come back to it a different day, because I often find that then you look at it with different eyes. Oh, and my other tip is, if you are working on something and you feel like there's something not quite or it's not quite aligned or balanced, it doesn't feel quite right, look in a mirror. So you get your piece of work, say like this is your piece of work, and then you turn around and you get a mirror and you look like in the mirror at it, because it's really interesting how it shows up, because you've been looking at something for so long. You kind of get used to what you're looking at, but then looking in the mirror, because it's reversed, it kind of wakes you up to see, oh, it's that. So that's a really good tip as well. So I'm going to leave that commission for a little bit, and then I got some orders in overnight for a birth chart and things like that. But today I'm just going to focus on doing my nature journal, because I just woke up with this like magic in my head this morning, like this is what you need to do today. So I don't always, I 99% tune into that intuition and that creative burst and get on with it. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'll see you in a bit. Stop my work for a minute, so I'm going to make some bread. I was going to do a full thing about this, but they're pulling down a garage out the back and you can hear like big diggers and stuff. So basically we've got a Panasonic bread maker, which is incredible. We've had it for years and it works so well, and you just put your ingredients in the pan, put it on, 2 hours, gorgeous bread. So I will do that now. So the bread's baking, and I got Tom to print me off some things. So ages ago I made these, and there was originally going to be sticker sheets, but our printer won't take the sticker paper, it like jams, so I'm going to have to outsource them eventually when I've got some extra pennies. But these are for sticking in your journal, so you can cut them out and stick them in. And there was another sheet as well, I've just been cutting that up, and I think they're just really cute and really lovely. A lady on Instagram, Helen, said that when I send her monthly zine out, her and her daughter cut out all the things that I draw on the envelopes, and they reuse everything in their journals. So that reminded me that, oh my gosh, ages ago I designed these. So these will be going on my Etsy today. I've taken some pictures. Now I'm just cutting out the different individual ones. So there's all sorts of things. There's flowers, all sorts of lovely things, flowers and things, and even little bits of watercolour as well. And then I've also cut up some like I made a big picture and then I cut it up so it's like in tape size strips as well. So I'm just cutting out all them. That's the rest of them that I've got to cut out, and then I can take pictures and stuff and upload them to my Etsy later. But these are going to also go in the nature zine. So I've got a massive pile of stuff now. Cool. I've been cutting out all morning all these different things, and I used Canva on the computer, and I made these prompts and stuff which I'm going to cut out individually, and they're going to go in there as well, and then some question sheets as well. So yeah, that's what I'm on with right now, and I'm watching YouTube studio vlogs of other people. I really like doing that when I'm working because it feels like you're not working on your own. I can smell next door's curry, and oh, it's making me so hungry. We've been doing intermittent fasting, I think for 3 weeks now. I talked about this in a different video, where we stop eating at 8 o'clock at night and we don't start till 12 o'clock the next day, to release some of the weight. And so far I've released 6 pounds of weight, so it's really good, but it's probably about half an hour before it's time to eat at the minute, and oh, I can smell the curry. It smells so nice. I just want to eat. But yeah, it's working really well, and it's easy too. Like, you don't have to deny yourself stuff, you don't have to count things. It's really good, so it's working well. So that's what I'm going to get on with, carrying on cutting out, and then I will take some pictures for my Etsy. Ooh, the bread is ready. So it beeps to let you know that it's ready, and it smells so good. Thankfully, I got myself a smoothie when my fasting time was up, so my tummy's not rumbled too much. Quite a bit from next door's curry, but not too much from the bread. Anyway, let's get it out and see. Oh, it's a good one. A really good one. I'm always a little bit cautious because I think, oh, is it going to be a good one? They normally are, but... So now you've got the task of getting it out of the this I can't remember the name of. What is this called? The bread pan, maybe. Bread pan. So I very carefully just loosen it either side, and you've got to be careful because it's really hot as well. This is going to be so good in a bit. I'm going to save some of it to make some garlic bread to go with dinner tonight. There's something really lovely about making your own bread. I know you can make it in the oven, but mine comes out like bricks in the oven, and a bread maker is just so much quicker. You can just, because it does everything. It does all the rising, everything. Now this is the tricky bit, getting it out. Oh. It's stuck. Much cheaper as well, making your own bread. I worked it out once, and it's something like this. This was a few years ago, mind, so all prices have gone up since then. But a few years ago, it worked out something like 12p per loaf. It cost you. So that's a massive saving. Here it comes. Ta-da! And then the blade is stuck in the bottom bit. That's the only trouble with it. The one downside about the bread machine is when you pull the bread out, see, it makes this big hole where the thingy is, the blade. But I don't suppose you can help that. So there is my bread. It smells delicious, absolutely lovely. And the other good thing is, you know exactly what's gone into your loaf of bread. You don't have any nasty chemicals or preservatives or anything in there. Just lovely, lovely ingredients. So I'm going to get the grill out of the cooker, and I'll stand it on that so it's got air underneath, otherwise it'll get a soggy bottom, and nobody likes a soggy bottom. Good morning. Good morning. So the sun's shining today, which is lovely because it was raining all day yesterday, and it just makes you feel like, oh. Anyway, the sun's shining, but it's windy as it's like proper windy. But this morning I've managed to get out in the garden and varnish my commission, which is really great. The downside is because it's so windy, I've had to put it in the porch with all the windows open because the varnish is stinky. And I don't know if you can see these lines on my face. That's from having my mask on. It's like a really good quality mask for art and stuff. It's like got big filters on either side, and you've got to make a tight seal around your face. So you don't get the varnish stuff up your nose because it's spray varnish. So yeah, so that's what that is. It's quite sore where it like digs in, but at least you're not breathing in those harmful varnishy smells. So I've done that, and then I worked some more on my nature journal. Let me show you. Yesterday, all I did all day was watch programs about polygamists on Netflix. I'm a little bit obsessed with the psychology of it all. So I was watching them all day on my iPad, and I made the nature journal while I was doing that. So here is the front page, and this is the back page. So I'm really happy with it. And this is a page that I'm working on at the minute. I've not finished it yet. And then here's another page. It feels really weird though because it's got blank bits, and when I see a blank bit I want to fill it in, but obviously somebody's gonna write in it and fill it in themselves, so that's a really weird thing to get used to. That's another page that I made. So I've got quite a few more to go. I'm going to make this bigger than the zines, just so it's got more pages for people to write in. And if you just saw then, I actually make these on the back of, do you remember, if you saw a video a while ago, I got prints made and they printed them like this, which is minuscule, it's like tiny, and this was meant to go across a whole A6 sheet. So I've ended up with all this card, and I thought instead of just wasting it, I might as well use it. So this is what I make the nature journal and the zines on as well. So always about the reusing. So yeah, so that's what I did all day yesterday. And talking of reusing, when I use a guillotine to chop up prints and stuff like that and affirmation cards, I save all the edges of the page of the card. I save them all because then these make great strips for ink stamping your letters and stuff on. So, and I never throw anything like that away because it's really good to keep reusing stuff. And I have a bag down here with all bits of scraps of paper from when I'm cutting things out, and then I use that to make paper mache, or it goes in the compost to help the compost do its thing. So there's nothing wasted, nothing at all. So today I've got orders on for zines, lots of zines. I've also got a custom order for a birth chart, which I will probably do all the typey bits. So the birth charts come with a full printout of the time, the place you were born, and where the planets were, how the stars were aligned, all that kind of thing. So that takes quite a lot of research to do, and then I compile it all together, and then I make a full printout. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pack and sew all my zines and go to the post office. We've got a post office run today because I sold a dress, so it's in a box and it won't fit in the post box. And then I'm going to work on the birth chart information. And tomorrow I can have the messy day where I can actually do the painting, because I've got another commission for a watercolour painting. So what I like to do is I like to block days into things. Now, sometimes that doesn't work, because when I wake up in the morning I think, oh, I really don't feel like painting today. It's a weird thing, and I don't know if this is for everybody, but it is definitely for me. I've got to be in that mood and in that feeling of wanting to do the painting. I can't force it. I can't just get up and sit in front of a canvas and think, right, I'm going to do it. I don't know, it's really hard to describe. It's like an intuition where you know that today's the magic day and you're going to make really lovely stuff. And then other days is a day where you think, right, well actually I'm not feeling it today, so I'm going to do computer work or things like that. So today is a computer packing, orders, all that kind of thing day, and then tomorrow will be a painting day. So yeah, join me in a bit when we go to the post office and it's wild and windy. Yeah, hope I don't get blown away. So I'm just doing the envelopes. What I do is I've got a little stamper, and on each envelope I stick a stamp saying, love your order, please leave a review. And then I'm going to go through all my Etsy listings now and put all the addresses on, and also decorate them as well, because I like to decorate all the envelopes. So I'm going to do that in one go. Can you hear that? That's the drill of the people taking down the garage. They've still not finished. They was here all day yesterday from 8 o'clock in the morning till 4 o'clock drilling like that, and it was driving me bonkers. And they're back today, so fingers crossed they get it finished today, because normally around here it's really quiet and peaceful and you can hear the birds, and I've not heard any birds. So I've just been to the post office, but it's really windy and rainy, so I didn't bother recording that. But now I'm outside the art shop, which I'll twizz around and show you, to get some double-sided sticky tape for making the zines. So I've got to ring the bell because it's click and collect only, so I'm just waiting for the man to come. So I've just been shopping. I've had to tie my hair up because I was having a proper hot do in Aldi. It was boiling. Anyway, I'm walking back home along the canal, and I just want to show you something that's really magical. So there's these concrete benches. I'll just turn the phone around. These concrete benches that are along the side of the canal. But when you look into the holes, look, it's like magic worlds. It's amazing, and each one's different. Now, they used to all be full like this, but I think somebody's come along and cleaned a few out because there's not as much stuff in some of them. See, that one's pretty empty, but this one's amazing. Look at that, it's like a secret world. I'll definitely be coming back with my spy glasses and my loupe looking at that moss because it's just incredible. Oh, I love it so much. Hi, today is Friday. It's Friday today. So we've already been out, as you've seen, with the dogs in the park and the woods, and it was lovely, but oh my gosh, it was so windy, like blowing everywhere. So today's art day, but at the minute I'm packing orders. So just wrapped up this one. I always wrap them in tissue paper and put stickers and washi tape on because I think it's really sweet. So I've released some scrapbooking packs yesterday, and I'm just going to wrap them up because Tom's going to go to the post office in a bit for a thing for his mum for Mother's Day, so he can take these while he's going. I'm going to do that. I'm going to put some music on, and then I am also going to do my 15-minute challenge today. So this is a new challenge that anybody can join in. 15 minutes a day for the rest of March, starting today. Well, on Friday, which is when I'm recording this. So yesterday. So 15 minutes, you just grab any kind of art things, even if it's a barrow in an envelope, and you set a timer for 15 minutes and you just make. It doesn't matter what it's like, you just make something. It's a really good way to stop your brain thinking about, oh, I've got a blank page, what am I going to make? It's a really good way to get into your creative kind of process each day. So if you can still hear the drilling, it's because they're now taking down the whole wall. So they took down the garage, the workmen, and now they're taking down the whole wall as well. And it's driving me bonkers. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I'm up to so far. Oh my goodness, you guys, you'll never believe it. The postman just came and brought me some lovely things. So first of all, I got this amazing badge from Rebecca Crawford, who lives in the Orkney Islands. And isn't it cute? It's got little pansies on it, so that's really lovely. And then a super surprise of the best woman in the world, Sarah Harrison. She's so lovely. She got me a moomin necklace. Look, isn't that incredible? Oh, I'm so in love. And she's got a matching one as well. So we're like moomin twins. And also, she sent me such a beautiful card. Isn't that lovely? Really gorgeous. Ah, such a blessing. What a blessing on a Friday. So pleased. Time's up. So this is what I made for today's 15 minutes. I used ink pastels, watercolour crayons, paint, like emulsion, not emulsion, acrylic, and watercolour as well. And then I wrote in the middle, creativity is like breathing, we must do it every day. So it's not a masterpiece, but it'll do for today's 15-minute challenge. Hi, it is Saturday today, and it's a new moon tonight, a new moon in Pisces, and I've decided to sign up to a course called The Invisible World, and it's on Future Learn, which is a brilliant site. You get loads of free courses on there, and it's run by the Eden Project, and I'm really enjoying it. I've just started it this morning, and it's right up my street, it really is. So I'm going to do this for a little bit, and then I've got a sisters gathering for to celebrate the new moon in a little bit, and I can show you now the commission that I made, because the lady's coming to pick it up today, and I'm so over the moon with it. Wait till you see it, it's just amazing. I would like to proudly present my angel painting that I made as a commission for a lady called Jenny. She's absolutely gorgeous. I love her so much. Maybe you can see her better if I do that. She's so lovely. The lady asked me to do the colours out of the set of oracle cards from Rebecca Campbell, and they are called the Starseed ones. I think I've shown you them before, and it's a colour palette that I've never worked with before, but oh my god, I loved it so much. It's just incredible, and like the different colours just brought something totally new out, so I'm super pleased with it.